Live. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Last night, Patrick Mahomes suffered a patella dislocation, and he'll miss at least 3 weeks. That's the information that the doctors have given us out of Kansas City right now. Um, in my opinion, this is a blessing in disguise. Okay. Um, how are you, Christian? What's up, man? Listen, I think this Patrick Mahomes thing is good. I don't want injuries for anybody. I don't want anybody hurt, right? I want everybody to have a nice, full, healthy life and career. But in this case, right? In this case, it's a blessing in disguise. Patrick Mahomes went out, Kansas City's defense geared up. They looked like a defense, right? They never have really looked great, right? They give up too many points. Do you know why that Kansas City defense gives up points? Because they know the guy on the opposite side is going to put up 35, 42 points. And when you know that you could score that many points, you don't play as hard. It's just, you play down to competition. So if you know that you have a team that doesn't score 30 points a game, you can slack off a little bit. And that's what Kansas City's been doing. That offensive line, when Moore came in, looked much better. They looked like a great offensive line. And I'm sure the play calling changed a little bit, but let's be honest. They looked like they were protecting gold, and really the gold was Mahomes. Like, that's the truth. You know, Mahomes was playing a bit arrogantly as well. Okay, Mahomes started playing like a person who never had money, who suddenly won the lottery. He was becoming money Mahomes. That's what I call him. All right, what does Christian say? Definitely couldn't have been worse. The whole team actually played the game from special. Right, the whole team had to finally come together, and they're gonna have to they play Green Bay, and I believe they have Philadelphia after that. Okay, this is a blessing in disguise. Everybody's going, oh, Kansas City. Listen, he's gonna miss 3 to 5 weeks. He'll probably miss 5 weeks, and that's fine. But as they miss the 5 weeks, missing a player like this is a bonus because everyone's going to play tougher. And then when he comes back, he's going to give you the dynamic plays. He's good. But you went through wars with everybody from special teams to the offensive line to the defensive line to now you're battle tested, right? Getting Mahomes back. If you can go 2-1 or 3-1 in this little bit of stretch where you're not going to have him, 4-1, that's phenomenal. If you could do what New Orleans have done without Drew Brees in Kansas City, and then you're going to take on the second half in the later tier of your season, having Patrick Mahomes back, you're a better team for it. Andy Reid's a very good coach, and I think this is close to, best case scenario, you have Patrick Mahomes all season. That's the truth. But if you're going to lose Patrick Mahomes in a time where your defense and offensive line seemed unconcerned anyway, what better way to wake them up than to lose your best player? Patrick Mahomes has become a money Mahomes, right? He remember that left-handed pass, right? Everybody wants to talk about, oh, he threw the ball left-handed, right? Then he had a no-look pass. Those were against two great defenses. That was against Baltimore. That was against Denver. Those plays were out of necessity. He didn't do it. He wasn't screwing around. Okay, that Denver defense had him locked down, and they had him going to the ground. He threw a left-handed pass. That that Baltimore defense owned him a lot of the day. So he threw it no look just to try it, and it worked. Great. That's awesome. But he's been much too loose this year. Okay, those plays were out of absolute necessity, right? He's been caught this season looking at refs in the middle of the play. What are you doing? You got linebackers barreling down at you. You've got cornerbacks blitzing. You're dancing around. Patrick Mahomes averages 6.5 yards of running around before he even throws the ball. He's not even considered a running quarterback. He runs all over the place trying to kick it down the field 35 to 40 yards. Right? He's not a running quarterback. He's been much too loose with the ball. And this injury is good for him. Let's see what Christian says. Matt Moore is going to be all right. If everybody plays their part, there shouldn't be an issue. There shouldn't be. Matt Moore can, he's a great backup. Listen, if you can survive as a backup in Miami your whole career, I think you'll be just fine when there's real coaching involved. Matt Moore can get the ball 30 to 40 yards down the field. He studies a playbook well. Yeah, maybe he's not as advertised. His intellect isn't as advertised as Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I would put him in that club. I'd put him right next to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Right? He's a game manager. He's got plenty of tools. He's got arguably the best offensive coordinator in football. I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. I'm not fading them at all. They'll get Mahomes back. That defense will have to show some kind of spine over the next 3 to 5 weeks. I think the offensive line gets shored up because they'll have to run the ball a little bit more. It'll test Andy Reid's game managing skills much earlier in the season, so it'll get him playoff ready. Because Andy plays loose. Your head coach is oftentimes a reflection of your quarterback. And there are times when Andy's loose with red flags and timeouts early and all those things. I think this is a very great opportunity for the Kansas City Chiefs to sit back and play hard-nosed, grinded-out football before the weather gets cold because it's out of necessity. It's what they're going to have to do to grind out some wins. Losing Drew Brees was one of the best things to happen to the New Orleans. If you were going to lose a quarterback, lose him early. The whole team has to come together way before Thanksgiving, way before Christmas, and show what kind of merit they have, what kind of ownership, what kind of moxie they have. What kind of guts do you guys have? Do you guys really want to go to the playoffs? It's not a one-guy team. In basketball, oftentimes you can lose your best player, and you had all your plays run for that guy, and he was a true difference maker. That'll kill you. This is a different sport. Your offensive line, defensive line dictate games. So if they start taking this seriously, Kansas City could really take teams to the woodshed. That's what I believe. I believe that Patrick Mahomes will play less loose when he comes back. I also believe he'll appreciate the position that he's in much more. It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for the whole team. He'll no longer act like that guy that, if you're poor and you win the lottery, what are you doing? Right? You're buying Mercedes. Oh, I'm going to buy myself a house. Let's take many vacations. When really what you should do is you should get yourself a lawyer. You should get yourself a financial supervisor, and you should plan your future. That's what you should do, right? Don't act loose. Don't act silly. There's no reason for it, right? Patrick Mahomes is going to be great in this league for the next 10 to 15 years. Don't act silly. You got an injury. This was a wake-up call. No big deal. There's no big deal at all. But there's a time to sit back and evaluate. No more loose. Go ahead. Be direct. Start running the plays that every offense is drawn up for you. And get the job done methodically because it works. This is a wake-up for Patrick Mahomes. No big deal. No big deal at all. Guys, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching.